are here with the review episode for season 1. What a season it was. We went through some ups and downs, mostly ups. I can't complain with that long winning streak that we had, but there was interesting developments that happened in the last episode. So last episode, we won the league much earlier than anticipated. We had been pumping out 2 videos a week, but didn't realize how much in advance we won the league. So I had all these games I had to play through to get to the review stage, and so it took a little longer than I wanted to. But here we are, end of the season. Let's get right into it. All right, so we look at the season, and I look at the record. We won by 15 points, but look, there's a loss on our record. Yeah, we lost. We lost the game, and basically what it was is we were so far in advance of everybody else that we decided to start putting our youngsters in there because why not? Give them an opportunity to play. So we go to the schedule really quick, and we ended the season. Last time when we left off was against Licata, I think it was, where it was, maybe Torino. We had a win regardless. So we lost Castrovilliari 3-0. Had a bunch of subs in that game. Did not play well at all. Next game in, I put more of the starting lineup back in just because I was pissed off with the result. I still had a bunch of subs in there, youngsters in there, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds. We won. That game ended up being 3-3. We actually had a 3-1 lead in that game, and they came back. So, and that wrapped up the season. We won the league easily, hands down, last episode. Then we had the Pule Scudetto Group 1 phase, the tournament really, the Pule Scudetto tournament. And so I wanted to run out the season and win on a double. First round in the group stages, we played San Donato. We won 3-0 there. Then we played Seregno, and we won 2-0 there. On to the semifinals, we played San Donato again. These are teams from different divisions within the Serie D. So Serie D had 8 or 9 different divisions. And so these are the top teams of all the teams in the division. So in the semifinals, we played San Donato. We won 2-0 there, and then Mantova is actually a club that I am familiar with. They have been in the higher echelons of in the Italian leagues. I'm not sure if they won Serie A, but they've been certainly Serie B. But we won in the finals 3-1. We get the double. So what a season it was. In the regular season, 34 games played, 28 wins, 5 draws, 1 defeat. 89 points, 59 goal differential. So let's look at the stats that we had. So we're going to talk about a lot of these players because in the last episode I thought I was going to lose majority of these players, but through some wheeling and dealing and some pleading, really, I actually was able to sign a bunch of these players last minute, unbeknownst to me. I didn't think it was going to happen, but we'll get to that. But look at the stats so far. So the player who played the best for me and really my player of the season, Malauri Martin, and let me see if I go in the inbox real quick. They talk about the awards. Here we go. End of the season awards. Before we get into the stats, the fans voted Malauri Martin. Absolutely, 35% of the vote wins Player of the Year. Runner-up is Roberto Crivello, the left back who scored a lot of goals. And then third place, Andrea Cardi, who was the center back. He did extremely well for me. But Malauri Martin, hands above the rest, better than anybody else. Goal of the season also went to Malauri Martin. This was against Atriale back in October, and for those who don't remember, this was a crazy game for us. Malauri Martin this is one of his best games, and you watch the goal here. A blistering shot. So he gets the ball in midfield, passes over to Riccardi, gives it back to Martin from way in distance, and just thumps the right-footed shot. Nothing the goaltender could have done about that. Absolutely goal of the year. The only other goal I would say goal of the year was the goal that was accidental, where their goalie hit off my guy's head and went back into the net. So, other than that, that would have been my goal of the year. But going back to the statistics, so Malauri Martin had the most appearances for my team at 40 appearances with 2 substitutions, followed by Ottavio Trentacosta, who played in actually the U18. So he played really well for me there. Alberto Pelagotti, the goaltender, he had 39 games as well. And then Saraceni's defenders here, Lancini, he played 38, Crivello played 37, and so on and so forth. So talk about goals. Mallory Martin, again, player of the year for me. 23 goals from a midfielder. That is amazing stuff. He's not a striker by any stretch. He played the most, but he scored ridiculous goals. He scored big goals during the season for me. The man of my playoffs was Remando Lucera, but who was a very close second in terms of goals. But Mallory Martin was absolutely the best player, and we are losing him to Grenoble. I could not sign him. He did not want to re-sign with the team earlier in the season when I tried. I probably should have waited till the end, but I was already going to lose him on a free. He agreed to a free transfer, so what am I going to do? So that's unfortunate. We'll have to replace him. But Remando Lucera, he was second in goals with 16 in 36 appearances, 4 substitution appearances. During the playoffs, he was amazing. He had a hat trick in the finals and scored a goal, 1 or 2 goals in every game during the tournament. So big game, big season by him. My under 17 player, let's look at this player real quick. Otavio Trentacosta, 18 years old. He's been on the U18s, and yeah, this kid was something special. He's something that we were looking forward to when we signed him. 39 games played with the U18s, 15 goals. That's amazing stuff. So I'm looking to call him up possibly to the top team next year, depending on who we sign and who we don't sign. Roberto Crivello, as a left back, scored 12 goals. A defender scoring 12 goals. That is amazing. Giovanni Ricciardo, who became one of the main strikers for me maybe halfway through the season after Sforzini was struggling. He ended up with 10 goals in 25 games. Another midfielder, Danilo Ambro, had 7 goals. I mean, Mattia Felici. I mean, we scored a lot of goals. We had many players that had goals. The only players who didn't score on my team were all the youngsters who are brought in at the very end of the season. So great stuff by them. Assist-wise, Massimiliano Doda, he's my right back. He had the most assists, and you kind of expected that. 11 assists in the season, 5 goals as well. So he contributed a lot. I'm gonna lose him. I'm trying to get him back. So we'll get to who he's with. He's with Sampdoria, and we'll talk about who his manager is over there and our relationship. But we have him on loan this season, and he did so well for us, and I'd love to keep him, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. We will try, though, absolutely. 9 assists, Mallory Martin, again, my player of the year. Just behind him is Remando Lucera, my striker, who really started maybe only towards the end of the season, really. 8 assists there, and then as well as Luigi Mendola, another youngster who I brought in, really performed very well for me. Passing percentage-wise, my goalie is the best passer on the team, but it's really easy passes for him. Remando Lucera, my striker, has one of the, in terms of players on the field, not including the goalie, he is one of the best passers on my team. Shot percentage-wise, who was the most accurate, I guess you want to say. Rizzo Pino, one of my favorite players on the team. He had a 50% shooting percentage, but he only had 3 goals in the season, so it means he only had 6 shots, so nothing that great. But yellow cards is an interesting one, right? So you look at this, and my 2 center backs, Accardi and Lancini, they both had 18 yellow cards in the season, and many people would worry about that. They each got suspended. After every 5 yellow cards you receive, you get suspended. Just standard rule. They got suspended each 3 times because after every 5 games they got suspended. So regardless, that meant more players were able to play in the center back in their place and get more experience, like Kraya and some of the other youngsters as well. So I didn't complain about that. I like my guys to be hard-nosed guys, make it tough to play against, and 18 yellow cards each. I'm not going to cry about it. I love it. I love the guys are hard-nosed, hard to play against, and that's what we wanted. A close third, I guess, Roberto Crivello, the left back, and then Massimiliano Doda. So my defenders were just tough as nails. Did not make it easy for the opposition, and I love it. I love it. Red cards, we had no red cards on the team, so all those yellows that we got, those guys kept their cool once they got the yellow, and so no complaints there. Average rating, Mallory Martin was my best rated player, 7.4. Just behind him at 7.39 is Roberto Crivello, so both neck and neck in terms of consistency. But majority of my team, who was a starting 11, is in my top, way above 7. Then you had so much of guys are close. Really, the only player who really performed poorly for me was Mario Santana. He had 1 appearance. And Marong Boubacar, as well, he had 1 game. He's a young, talented center back. We played the last game of the season. So that was really the only guys who didn't perform that well. All right, now if you go over to the Serie D table, overall this season, we did quite well, right? So goals that we scored 90 goals. Second place team, ACR Messina, only had 49. We nearly had double the amount of goals that they did. The third highest scoring team, or second highest scoring team, was Castrovilliari, and they were 16 goals behind me. So just an epic performance from a goal scoring standpoint. Goals against, we gave up quite a bit. 31 goals against, but it was still plus 59 goals. I mean, that's 59 goal difference was amazing. The second place team, ACR Messina, they only gave up 16 goals this year, so their defense is much better than mine, but my offense was a lot better than theirs. Yeah, it was in my favor there, and obviously we beat them by 15 points in the league, so that came down to who scored more goals, and we certainly did in that regard. So we're going off into the overall competitions, how we did this year. Obviously, we won the league, champions there. The Serie D Cup, which there was no emphasis on by the board, by the club ownership, the board. We lost a surprising loss in the early rounds there. Serie D Pule Scudetto Cup, we won that. Lucera, like I said, 4 goals in the tournament. He was just amazing, amazing rating there. Doda was again big on there. Yeah, it was a good result overall. Let's look at the club vision. So the board, happy with the positive atmosphere in the locker room, happy with Lucera's performances throughout the year, and they're happy about the quality of pressing style that we play. And the only thing they had notable criticism was one of my players, Mattia Felici, a youngster. His performances toward the end of the year were not so great. Looking on to the club visions this past year, let's see if I can get to it real quick. Strive to make progress on and off the pitch. Okay, so the 5-year plan going forward, they want us to work within the payroll budget. It's required, and we're on course for that. So far so good. They do say that maximum 1-year contracts for players over the age of 33. That sounds fair. They're not going to be judging me on that though as well. End of next season, so the season coming up in Serie C, they want me to finish in the top 5 places. So originally, all they said was stay in Serie C when we started this, stay in Serie C and nothing else from that. But now they kind of narrowed their what they really want, and it says finish in the top 5 places. That's required. My contract expires then, so we'll see if I get a continuation after that. But then for the next 4 seasons, they want me to be the best of the rest. It's a little vague there, but my goal, as I stated, is to go up to Serie A and then continue on from there. So budget-wise, I did get a little bit of boost. Let's see if I get any boost kind of going forward. Again, here's one of the emails I got from the board. This is showing my overall season review. Winners of the Serie D Cup. Didn't do anything there. Won the Pole Scudetto. My match of the season was that 6-3 game earlier in the year, which was just back and forth, so many goals. Moment to forget was the only game I lost, 3-0. Average attendance was about 9,500, not too bad, and the total players I used is 28, which is one of the highest in the league. So, and I did that because not a necessity, but because I just want to keep the guys happy as much as I can. So that's what we did there. Club vision, we just talked about. Squad dynamics, nothing much has changed there. So yeah, let's get to the team, because I thought I was going to lose a lot of these players, and I ended up keeping a bunch of them. So Malauri Martin, I already said that we're losing him. Roberto Crivello, he has extended his contract with us, luckily through 2022. I thought I was going to lose him. Andrea Cardi, he also has extended through 2022. I was ecstatic to see that. Altavio Trentacosta, we already had locked up to 21. Massimiliano Doda, he's going back to Sampdoria. If we go to the manager profile real quick, this is a great feature here on the club. Rating is 1.5, so I'm hoping that I can keep players and then add players to my team. But as we were saying, overall I did have a boost in my tactical consistency, which is great. So up to 80% now. And so My preferred formation, as we've talked on every episode, is 4-4-2 diamond wingback. I just love that position. And so I've been labeled and known for now, 4 different things. So I'm known for playing attacking soccer, which we want. Preferring possession-based style of play. We want to keep the ball, absolutely. Playing entertaining soccer. We said that a couple of press conferences that we want to score goals, as many goals as possible, which we did. And then wanting a high-tempo pressing game, which we always do because we want to cause turnovers left and right, and we have. So another thing I like about this is relationships and people who hold the best opinion of me. Claudio Ranieri, the old veteran manager there, currently with Sampdoria, who has Doda, who we want. And we've made some hints at how we wanted this player all throughout the season. He kept saying, first he said no, and then he's like, well, we'll see. So maybe we can get him a loan with the option to buy. Any way to get him back in the team, that'd be great, because currently I don't have anyone to fill his boots, so we need him at the right back position. But Claudio Ranieri is one of the people who love me the most, who hold me in high regard, which is great. Worst opinion on me, nobody, which is surprising, because I for sure thought it was going to be a couple of the managers who were challenging with me. ACR Messina's manager and Castrovilliari. A couple of these managers, we had some hotly contested words throughout the season, but nothing came up, so I'm happy with that. Let's see, career milestones, winner of Serie D, winner of the Pule Scudetto. We had 43 games, 36 wins, so it was good stuff, all good stuff here. But back to the squad and who we kept. So Raimondo Lucera, we locked him through 2022 as well. Lancini was another center back, and we locked him through 2022. A lot of players we thought we were going to lose, we ended up keeping. Danilo Ambro, we locked him up through 2024. The youngster, 21 years old, ecstatic about that. We thought we were going to lose him, and the last second he decided to switch and join and stay with us, and I could put him long term. Didn't want to take chances with that. Erdis Kraya, he is on loan at the moment from Atalanta. He did okay with me, 19 years old. We'll reevaluate if we want to try to bring him back for next season. Luigi Mendola, a good youngster. We had him on loan, and he did so well for us. We wanted him back, so we bought him. It doesn't have the updated contract with him, but we locked him up long term. We gave him big money to stay. That's how much he meant to us that we wanted. So my two aging strikers, Giovanni Ricciardo, who is 33, and Fernando Sforzini, he is 35 years old. While they're older players, they're consistent and they score goals. I wanted them as backups. I'm not going to use them going forward on the starters, but I wanted to have his backup in case somebody gets injured or people are getting on cold streaks. So initially, my backroom staff said, do not sign them. They're not worth it, blah, blah, blah. And at the time, I was losing all these players, and I said, I need somebody just in case. And so I ended up locking up Giovanni Ricciardo for a low price for a couple of years, as well as Sforzini. So I got backups there. So Alberto Pelagotti, another player I was worried I was going to lose, my goaltender, who's been amazing this season. We locked him up. Let's see if I can get the details on that. We locked him up through 2022 as well. Very happy about that. Juan Mauri, we're going to let go, and then some of the other youngsters. But yeah, we did a great job, I think, of locking up guys that I did not expect. The backroom staff all have contracts that are about to expire, and I'm going to reevaluate those because I do want to upgrade those. I'm hoping with my little bump up upgrade with a team that we'll be able to attract better coaches, better backroom staff. But we'll see. I mean, currently we're rated at 2.5 stars, which is not bad. So hopefully with that reputation, we can draw some more attention. Now that we're in the 3rd division as opposed to the 4th, hopefully we can attract some better names as well. So it'll be interesting. I am looking forward to it. The backroom staff's really what I'm going to work on here between now and the next episode. Looks like we got majority of my squad intact, the core of them intact. We're certainly going to look for youngsters going forward, but I'm looking forward to Serie C to be competitive in the league. Obviously, the goal from the club vision from my ownership, they want me within the next 5 years to be in the top 5, or actually this season coming up in the top 5. But with the core that we have, I feel that we can do that. Hopefully we can, and hopefully we get pushed to the top and get qualified for the next league, because I think only one team in Serie C gets promoted to Serie B. So it'll be extremely difficult. A lot of good teams there. But yeah, tell us what you thought about the season so far. Are you as happy as I am? Do you have any recommendations on backroom staff and or players? Let me know. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the page, leave comments. They're always much appreciated. And if you haven't done so yet, follow some of my podcasts that I do. Serie A Sit Down, you can follow the YouTube, or just listen to podcasts as well. Subscribe on Soundcloud, Stitcher Radio, ApplePodcasts, anywhere and everywhere. As well as Schalke America, see the banner up here. Follow them as well. Now we don't have a YouTube for them, but we have obviously Twitter, Instagram, and all that great stuff for that. Just like Serie A Sit Down, you can find that podcast as well and all the other streaming sources that I just mentioned for Serie A Sit Down. So thank you once again. Stay tuned, and we will be back with another. We'll ramp up the videos one more time because the season's going to kick off, and I'm excited to see what we can do in Serie C. So we will catch you next time.
Don't act like it, please don't treat me like I'm your sidekick, cause I watch TV, I see how life is, and it's not easy, but still I'm right here.